She's the friend who'll show up with coffee or wine when you need it most. But probably wine. Good vibes are on the way. Welcome to Aaron O'Malley's Feel Good Frequency.
Hey, it's Aaron. Welcome back to Aaron's Feel Good Frequency. So I was so excited to talk to you today. Forgive me, I didn't do anything with my hair. I just got home from a big appointment and I wanted to immediately come here and share. So every 6 months, I have to go in for an appointment with my oncologist to make sure that the cancer has stayed away. And whenever I was going through chemo, I know I told you in a different episode that I would wear a Wonder Woman costume for every single appointment. And it not only kind of cheered me up, but it also cheered other women up that were there. It kind of made us all be like, yes, we can beat this. And so I have my Wonder Woman hoodie on today because I feel like it brings me good luck. And it did. It did. I'm still cancer free. And what's funny is that I was in such a hurry to tell you, I still have my hospital bracelet on. I mean, that is how much I just wanted to come home and share the news. And, you know, I was thinking, I guess it was yesterday, like, wow, I hope that people are listening to the podcast because it's just, you know, you don't know. I'm just kind of sitting here, hopefully not always talking to myself. But ironically, today, when I went to see my oncologist, I saw somebody there that was like, oh my gosh, you're Aaron, right? And I said, yeah. I was surprised anybody recognized me. She's like, I love your podcast. I thought that was so sweet. As if that isn't good enough. Then I'm in the grocery store, just grabbing a couple things, and I'm on my way out. And I had to go to customer service for something. And the woman goes, you're Aaron. I love your podcast. And I went, oh my gosh, did my mother hire you people to show up today or something to make me feel good? What is going on? But it warmed my heart. And then as I was driving home, okay, so I don't know who put this as part of a billboard, but it's one of those billboards that changes out every couple seconds. Like it's maybe up for 25, 30 seconds, and then it flips to something else and something else. And it's been maybe 6 months since I've seen what I saw today. Again, it doesn't even say who put it up there, if it's maybe the state or some fantastic citizen. But all it said was, everything is going to be okay. And it was like, why do I see that every second I need it? It's the weirdest thing. So I've just had a great morning, and I hope yours is going good as well. It is so good to be back here. I'm really excited for May because I can't say it yet because I'm still waiting for confirmation. But I think I have somebody huge coming on in May. And I have lots of really great things lined up. But this specific woman, you will definitely know her name. And hopefully you'll get to know her as well. Oh, so one of my big things has been I'm making lemonade out of lemons. So I made some lemonade for today's episode. I swear there's not limoncello in it. Is that how you pronounce it? There's not. It's just regular lemonade. But anyway, starting off with the whole cancer-free thing was just the best way to start any day. So I'm taking a sip now. And I was also thinking about this the other day about how we need good. We really need good news, good vibes, good stories, because we are so fed the negative. And this entire frequency, this whole podcast was started because I loved finding and telling happy stories. I always call them feel-good stories. Just because, again, you watch the news, you're trying to kind of get away from the negative, but it's overwhelming. And even if you go to post something on social media and you make the dire mistake of scrolling, you're not going to be probably stoked by the end of it. By the end of it, you're going to be like, I am done with social media forever. As long as you're not done with the podcast, totally fine. But that is why I set up an email, and I would love it if, you kind of gave me some feedback. What would you like to hear here? Do you have somebody in your life, or maybe you're somebody who had something really great happen, or, you're spreading the good in the world? Tell me about it. And the email is hiaaronspodcast@gmail.com. Just HIERINS podcast at gmail.com. And maybe I'll have you on or we'll talk to you. It'll be lots of fun. But I definitely want this to be, not just me doing things without you. I want your input. And again, if you have like a great story, I'm all about it because I'm kind of a one-man crew right now. So I need all the positive stories I can find, and I would love to share yours as well. And when I saw my oncologist this morning, he even said, "Wow, this is at such a great time in life that you are doing these stories because I feel like all I hear is the negative." And I said, "Yeah, I feel that way too." Like, Easter just passed. Okay. So everything in stores is 50% off for Easter. Like, we're never going to see Easter again. I know they do this for every holiday, but still, there's something about it that's like, wow, okay, we're already on to the next thing. Except that some stores are already carrying 4th of July things. And before you know it, by June, we'll be seeing Halloween. And then, God forbid, the poor kids, they get out of school. They're all excited. Summer break. What is it? A week into it before you start seeing back to school stuff at all the stores? We can't even take a minute to enjoy one thing, one holiday, one occasion before the next one is bombarded at us. And I'm sorry, I love you people that love Christmas all year. And I mean, Christmas is great. I love it too. But there are people that celebrate on, what is it, July 25th, Christmas in the summer. And I know. We all love that holiday. And it is fabulous. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying, and you're probably also one of those people that shop early, to which I say I'm jealous of your organizational skills. However, it just gives me anxiety to think about things way before they're going to happen, no matter what it is. Even if it's something good, maybe you planned a vacation. And oh, yes, I love having that to look forward to. But if you don't kind of live in the moment and enjoy other things up to it, it's a long 6 months before that vacation comes around. Do you know what I'm saying? And then every day of that vacation, you're like, please don't let it end. Please don't let me have to go back to my life. We've all done the countdown and everything. And not that you shouldn't be excited about it, but also like, I don't know, the sun's out. It's going to be a great day kind of thing. You can enjoy the moment that we're in. And I'm so trying to remind myself to do that. And I think that if you do that as well, it will start to bring you a little bit more joy because everything is just so thrown in our faces and rushed. We're so rushed. And you feel that a lot if you're on the East Coast versus going to the West Coast, go visit a friend in Portland or, San Diego, LA. They're just they get there when they get there. Like, God bless. It is what it is. And on the East Coast, when you have a sunny day, at least this is how I feel, you feel a little uplifted when you see the sun. Now, I don't know what you people in Florida do. You're just psyched if you start the day without an alligator in your bathtub or something, but still, the sun makes me smile. And I wanted to share a story because earlier this week, it was Global Pay It Forward Day, which, by the way, what a fantastic day that is. I feel like we should be paying it forward quite a bit. But something really cool happened when I went to Pittsburgh for Easter weekend. Our special needs son came with. Husband had to go out of town for a trip a couple days later, so it just was too hectic to be going back and forth. So it was just Gabe and I, and we're going through the airport. And sometimes it's a juggling act. I know if you have kids at all, it's a juggling act. But with a kiddo he just learned how to walk at the age of 8, which is just a freaking miracle that he can do it. But he's still a little wobbly. I still like to hold his hand, make sure he's okay. And even if I get a wheelchair, I still have bags and things. And it's always nice when you get a little bit of help here and there. And as we were coming back from Pittsburgh, we were getting situated in the plane. And this wonderful woman helped me with my bag. And then, the flight attendants were asking if I needed anything. And I've gotten used to doing this thing. And I get it from my friend Kennedy, so I have to give a shout out to her because she came up with this idea that I think is fantastic, and I now do it all the time. I always have gift cards on me for either Starbucks or Dunks, depending on what people like. And every time I get on a plane, especially those poor flight attendants, do you know what they've been through? Especially since COVID and everything else. Oh my gosh, the first thing I do is give them it's just a $5 gift certificate or gift card, whatever. And I'll always say, you're a Dunks or a Starbucks person? And they think I'm doing some kind of survey. And whenever they tell me what they like better, I give them that gift card. But I ended up getting an email from one of these ladies who I gave a gift card to. And she thanked me for it and said, it was a joy to help you and your son. And I have a special needs kiddo as well. And I love the idea of having just gift cards with me that I can give to people that are helping out or somebody that I see that maybe could use a smile. And I wanted to thank you so much because I'm going to pay that forward from here on out. I think that is such a good idea. And I guess she got my email from the airline, but I love that she did and that she reached out like that. And it made a difference in somebody's day to the point that now she's paying that forward. So even if it's something that is super small in your mind, paying it forward and doing something kind for somebody else, you have no idea what people are carrying, what they have gone through. I swear, when I start really sitting down and talking to people and finding out more about their lives and their situations, we all have a lot on our plates, a ton. The older you get, the more you have a lot of loss in your life too, and that is really hard. So the more you can pay anything forward, the better. And maybe if something hasn't been done for you, start to pay it forward. Start the whole thing because it can go a very, very long time. I remember hearing about somebody in, I want to say maybe McDonald's, the drive-through, paid for the next person in line, and it lasted for over 100 cars. Think about how many people. Oh no, I got you. I'll get the next person. I just thought that was really a cool act of kindness that just kept going on and on to pay it forward. So the more you can do that in life, the better we're going to all be because we all need some happy, which is why we are here. And so I have a really great guy that I'm excited to introduce you to. I talked to him the other day. He's a police officer in Salem, and I had seen something that he did online, just the kindness, the overwhelming way that he made a difference in a kiddo's life. And that kid and his mom never going to forget him. And he is today's Shinin' Bright Spotlight.
It's time for the Shinin' Bright Spotlight on Aaron O'Malley's Feel Good Frequency.
I'm here with Officer LeConte. You are from the Salem Police Department. So I found this story online, and it's so beautiful that I had to just talk to you about it in person. This is as in person as we get right now. But so there was a little boy who had a brand new Hot Wheels bicycle, and was it a couple days later that it was stolen, and that's how you came into the story?
Yes, yeah. So it's kind of a normal day at work. I got a call to come into the lobby to take a report for a larceny in the past. I came in, I spoke with the mother who was just very, very distraught about the whole situation. So when I was listening to the story, she had just purchased a bike for her son on Monday, and I believe this was now Thursday.
Oh,
And so it was kind of a crazy story. Yeah, she was just like, yep, we didn't really have room, storage room in the house or like a garage or anything. So they were locking the bikes up on the side of the house. She had a 14-year-old daughter who would ride her own bike to school. So what had happened was mom had gone out that day and had noticed the bike was gone. She asked her daughter, she said, you know, where's your brother's bike? She said, oh, I don't know. It was not there. She said, no. She said, so why wasn't it locked up? She said, well, I rode my bike to school this morning and I unlocked the bike. Well, she took the lock to school to lock her own bike up. Didn't think to move the bike somewhere and like that. It's a 14-year-old girl. She didn't really think about it. Thought
sure.
it was going to be safe at the house. Mom notices that night that it's gone. The area is it's a pretty well-traveled area. It's a very congested, very heavily populated, right? So a bike could be kind of safe in a driveway, but at the same time, there's a lot of foot traffic, a lot of people by. I get it. Long story short, she comes down to the police station, files a report. So I'm thinking, as soon as I start taking the report, I start thinking, right? I've been working the same area for a long time. I start thinking about cameras in the area, things like that. I'm like, I wonder if I'm even going to be able to locate this bike,
Yeah.
right? So I start going into kind of her personal life, things going on. Mom is in school right now, single mom of two. She's in school. She's studying to become a social worker. Um, so I'm like, she already said, she didn't really have much money. She got the bike for her son. He was, in love with it. I'm already going. My mind's already going, and I'm just like, I wonder if I'm going to be able to find this. If not, how are we going to make this up to this kid? It's one of those. Everybody I work with too. It's like it's not just me. Everybody I work with. We work at a great department with a lot of people who are very compassionate. We all think in this nature, right? So I get the value of the bike and things like that. I look online right away. I start looking. I already let her know, there's going to be a report generated. I'm going to start canvassing the area, looking to see if this thing pops up. She had already posted on social media. I'm like, let me know if you get any hits on social media. We're going to figure this out. I talked to my lieutenant about it. He's got the wheels in motion as well. He'd already sent it to my union president as soon as I completed the report. Now
Oh,
I'm already
wow.
talking to we have what's known as community impact unit who does outreach with the community. I'm like, do we have any funds for this? Like, I'm just wondering if I'm not able to get this thing, I'll be able to replace this bike. Sure. Right away, I had my union president reach out to me. He's like, listen, we're replacing the bike. And I was like, this is awesome, because if we couldn't, like I said, the value of the bike was like $108. I was like, if we don't have any funds allocated, I'm like, I'll just pay for this thing out of pocket.
Oh my
You know what I
gosh.
mean? So they purchased the bike on a Friday, comes in a box. My union president, DJ Gagnon, ends up putting the thing together. He's great.
Yeah, shout out to him because nothing is ever easy. They can't just give you the bike. You got
Right,
to get the
right. And just
screwdrivers and everything else.
just so happens he actually takes care of the bikes and manages the bikes on that we use for patrol. Like, so when we use our bike unit, he actually takes care of all those bikes and things like that. So he's like super versed with it.
Oh,
Gets the
good.
bike put together, and I believe it was a Monday morning we ended up going to the house, and I had reached out to her just to make sure that she was going to be home. The baby, the boy was going to be home. He's 3 years old, and just right before they had left for school, he'd come downstairs, and we ended up presenting him with the bike.
Oh.
Very, very happy. We ended up getting them two locks. Two locks in
I
case one
love
goes
that.
missing, a new one for the daughter as well. And just to make sure this didn't happen again.
I love that. I'm choking back tears because the kindness, this is what I love promoting, is that there's so many good people out there. And the fact that it wasn't just you, like all of a sudden, you've got other people in your department that are working on this too. It wasn't an option to not get that boy a bike, whether it was
Right.
his or a brand new one. I am here to tell you, you're amazing. And I'm shouting out to all of you for this beautiful story because you are the goodness in the world and we need more of you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I'm sure for you it's like, well, this is just, what we do. This is just the kind of people we are, but there needs to be more of a spotlight on you because you're the goodness in the world. So
Oh,
thank you for
thank you
being
so
that.
much. Yeah. Like I said, it was one of those things. You start taking the report, you start thinking about these things, and it's almost like, how are we going to write this? And if I'm not able to find it, this kid still needs a new bike, right? Um,
And you know what? He's never going to forget you. And that mom is never going to forget you. And I love that she's going to be a social worker because that is a story she's going to be telling for the rest of her life about the good people out there and how you stepped up to help a total stranger. And I just can't say enough good things about that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I told you you'd love him. Isn't he so great? If you know somebody that would be great for the Shinin' Bright Spotlight or as part of this show at all, email me. Hi, Erin's podcast at gmail.com. So it is HIERINS podcast at gmail.com. Obviously, no apostrophe before the S. Poor people with apostrophes. Tell me about it. I know. I've been suffering since birth with the apostrophe. It's a tough one, especially when you're trying to do anything online. But you don't want the apostrophe for hi, Erin's podcast at gmail.com. I have so much coming up in May for you. You're going to be smiling so much that your face is going to hurt. I have that to promise you. I like to leave you with some of Erin's antics. And here's a story that I thought of today because I was getting my checkup. So when I was through with chemo, of course, I was extremely bald after having my fun head shaving party, but it was going to come out anyway. And my husband said, hey, could you keep shaving your head? I go, what? I want my hair back. He's like, but you have a great bald head. You rock it. And, you are never late now. I had no idea how long it took you to do your hair until you didn't have any. And honestly, for a split second, I considered it. I thought that Demi Moore was amazing in G.I. Jane with that shaved head. But then I go, babe, no, I would never want people to think that I was like sick or something when I'm not, just because you want me to shave my head so I'm not late. So the hair's back, and so is my tardiness. Enjoy your week. Can't wait to chat with you guys again on Wednesday. Thanks for being here.